It is the 18th of December 2025. My name is Patricia Lukoma. Mugalu Mohammed is already here with us on sign language. First though, let's look at the top stories. In our headlines tonight, opposition printed and imported 2.7 million ballot papers. MPs taken through hands-on experience using biometrics kits. Dr. Kazimba condemns excessive use of force by security operatives during campaigns. And lastly, travelers hit by transport fare hikes as Christmas draws closer. Always a pleasure for you allowing us into your space. Now into the news. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has accused opposition political parties of undermining the celebrity of 2021 general election. That is the credibility of the 2021 general elections, alleging that they privately printed 1 million ballot papers and illegally imported an additional 1.7 million fake ballot papers from the United Arab Emirates. The president said the alleged malpractice left the national resistance movement vulnerable, particularly in Kampala and its surrounding areas. Museveni, who has repeatedly blamed the NRM's poor performance in Buganda in 2021 on alleged opposition ballot rigging, now says the electronic biometric voting system will safeguard every Uganda's vote in the January 15th, 2026 general elections.
The National Resistance Movement Party NRM was outmuscled in most parts of Uganda in the 2021 general elections, a move which left many politicians and analysts contemplating on what could have gone wrong. However, on several occasions, President Museveni has exonerated voters, saying the opposition political parties took advantage of the gaps in the national exercise and rigged the polls.
Nti Buganda yawagira opposition olwayita si kituufu nze nkimanyi baba obululu.
Addressing a live joint radio talk show last evening from Kisozi Farm Lodge in Gomba district, President Museveni used this forum as an opportunity to substantiate this claim.
So what has been happening now, not only last year, for a long time, the opposition in Kampala here, there have been ballot stuffing.
Museveni says that ballot stuffing is a historical incident which dates way back in 1962.
The cheating in 1962 was by ballot stuffing. There were ballot stuffing because they had, that time it was like a joke. First of all, each party had its own ballot box, and then they were in an enclosed room, Kisakati. You put the inside, somebody would disappear alone there.
He further asserts that the 1980 elections were not spared as similar trends of ballot stuffing dominated the polls, even when rules and guidelines were written in black and white.
We didn't vote again for 18 years until 1980. When 1980 was approaching, we met and we said, you people don't repeat 1962. Now, let's make the following reforms. Number one, don't vote in Eksakati, vote in the open. Akasanduku kabere bweru. Secondly, one ballot paper and one ballot box. Okujako tutekewo obubonero bw'ebibiina ne pictures z'abantu.
According to the president, the same ghost has continued to chase over Uganda's elections till 2021, when the opposition political parties printed 1 million ballot papers in Kampala and imported in 1.7 more from Dubai.
But this time, last year, 2021, they went further and printed their own fake ballot papers on Nkurumah Road. Then those were the 1 million. Then they imported from Dubai 1.7 million. So altogether they cheated 2.7 million.
With just a few days left to the 15th January 2026 polls, Museveni is confident that the electronic biometric voting system will guide the country's choice.
Initially, they were playing me tricks. So, no. Of Africa, ebintu byabwe byasiwuka kulwenkumbi. But now, we are saying that even if your finger is eroded, your eye is not eroded. We shall go by the iris.
To the media practitioners, the president has given them an assurance of a fair and safe working space in the coming elections, as well as condemning the excessive use of force and reprimand by security agencies.
So your discipline but I will manage them. I've been training them.
However, he sends a strong warning to those planning to antagonize the country's peace and stability, with the name Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu not missing in his address.
Mbadde mpulira Kyagulanyi agamba nti abaserikale batono nti barayoters bangi banange temuwuliriza bya Kyagulanyi tebirina mu kulengera kubanga buli muserikale omu alina amasasi 12. Kati ekibala ekyo bw'ogamba nti barayoters bangi sooka obala amasasi g'abaserikale ojja oyogere ku namba. It's not a number, it is okugoberera ebiragiro. N'olwekyo tumweraliikirira mwena mugende mulonde tewagenda kutabula Uganda taliiwo anaagezako agenda kwejusa.
The radio talk show ended the 3 days campaign trail of candidate Museveni in Greater Mubende sub-region. Robert Nyango, UBC News.
Now, the NRM presidential candidate, Yoweri Museveni, has urged residents of Rakai district to participate in the forthcoming elections without fear or favor, assuring them that no one will disrupt the electoral process. Museveni said the NRM government has the capacity to maintain peace and stability in the country.
Continuing his campaign tour of Greater Masaka, President Museveni on Thursday addressed a huge rally at Chibale grounds in Rakai district. While in Rakai, Museveni allayed fears among residents over the opposition protest vote campaign, which he said nobody will destabilize the country.
Naye kakasa nti NRM erina byonna byetaagisa okukuuma eddembe lyammwe. Era mu lunaku lw'okulonda mwena mugende mulonde tewaliwo agenda kubatiisa. Anaagezaako agenda kwejusa. Erikwenda kufa egireeta, erikwenda kufa egireeta.
Museveni remarks followed earlier comments by the Speaker of Parliament, Anita Among, who cautioned young people against being mobilized into post-election street protests.
There is a blackmail out there.
Waliwo kusiiga enziro okunene wabwere eyo
Of where people are saying that the youth must demonstrate in order to take over power.
ekyo kye babalimba nti abavubuka mulina okusooka okulwana musobole okufuna obuyinza.
That after voting the youth should go to the street and claim the power.
ebyo bye babalimba nti bwe tumala okulonda mugende mweyiwe ku makubo mulwane mufune obukulembeze.
Power comes from God.
Obukulembeze buva eri Katonda.
And God has already destined President Museveni to be a president.
Era Katonda yamaze dda okusalawo nti President Museveni ye president addako.
The rest of the people are baperekesi.
On infrastructure development, President Museveni said government has major plans for Rakai district. He noted that upon coming to power, the NRM government prioritized the Mutukula Masaka Chotera Road, which has since been reconstructed several times. He further pledged to tarmac the road from Liatonde, Lumbugu to Rakai.
Engudo zona tulina plan yazo. Bw'otunula ku kitundu ky'e Rakai, twatandika dda kubanga twasooka ne tukola oluguudo olw'Emutukula Masaka Kyotera. Tosobola kukola oluguudo olw'e Rakai tosoose luli olw'Ekyotera. Olwo twalukola dda ate twakaluddamu emirundi egiwerako okulukola bupya.
The people of Rakai commended President Museveni for his leadership in the fight against HIV/AIDS, noting that Rakai was the epicenter of the epidemic in Uganda, and his interventions helped to save countless lives.
Actually, we thank the President of Uganda for fighting HIV/AIDS in Rakai district, because initially it was very bad here. It was like a scourge. Everyone was dying of HIV, but right now people are getting free medication.
Should vote the NRM and protect the gains, like us, the tenants, being protected by the law that was amended by this government to give us the right of ownership as tenants.
That before the coming of His Excellency, HIV prevalence levels were very high in the Rakai district. As we speak now, people can live longer, even the levels of illiteracy.
Tomorrow, on Friday, the NRM presidential candidate is expected to campaign in Luengo and Chotera districts. Philip Aguta for UBC News in Rakai.
President Yoweri Museveni has addressed the second rally of the day in Liantonde district, where he has called voters to sensitize politics by rejecting, to sanitize politics by rejecting politicians who only rush to politics for survival rather than serving the country.
President Yoweri Museveni has addressed the Liantonde district campaign rally in the evening of Thursday, 18th December 2025. Convened at Liantonde Technical College, this has been the second rally of President Museveni in Greater Masaka sub-region. Liantonde NRM party chairman and presidential flag bearer walked side by side the second national vice chairperson, also Speaker of Parliament Anita Ntamong, SEC members and NRM Secretary General Richard Odong, as well as ministers.
Ya Allah, may our country be filled with love.
As expected, Liantonde district has committed itself to babysit the ruling National Resistance Movement Party in the coming elections.
We welcome you to Liantonde district as you continue educating us on the need to protect the gains we have scored over the years. President Museveni 100% votes.
The Vice Chairperson for Buganda, also Minister State for Microfinance, Cheyuna Haruna Kasolo, is leading the NRM presidential trail, assisted by senior party members.
Well knowing that Liantonde district is one of the historical districts in this government, we know what you went through for this government to be stable through Liantonde.
Liantonde district is a cosmopolitan district located in Kabula County of West Buganda.
n'ababaka bemulonda mubabuulirire mubagambe nti mbuulirize ensosowaza y'omukadde oyo ensosowaza yange gye bawagira sikuleeta ebyabwe.
To the voters of Lyantonde, President Museveni has awakened them to take up productive wealth creation practices.
Muleke kufugira omuntunguka eyatwena abuka entunguka neyatwena konko buuro n'obwawiwe nk'omuntu n'obugaiga n'obwawe.
To those yearning to join politics, Museveni guides that the field should be treated as that for leadership, but not entrepreneurship.
This conflict you are having of fighting for this, fighting for that, is because people look at politics as a job, not as a service. This is very dangerous, because if you go into politics to look for what to eat, you are going to be a problem to the country. You should separate your livelihood from politics. Politics is service to help the people, money or no money. Who was paying us when we were fighting? From 1971 to 1986, we were fighting, not serving, just fighting, dying. What are you sosula?
According to the president, political factions within the country and political parties arise from self-centeredness.
Eza primaries okubba bululu primaries okukola bino byonna biva ku nsobe eri ey'okunoonya ekyokulya mu politics gye bitandikira ebyo byonna. So politics is about aims of the population and how you relate to them. So the entire zemulimu muture mwekebere muli kuki.
By and large, President Museveni and the NRM party have for the last 40 years enjoyed uninterrupted political support in the Lyantonde district.
Nabwe ekyo ntwehagira ntajyangu muhagira Museveni basajja barabo to politics. I heard him speaking in Bushenyi. That by so you are using me to get peace for yourselves, and so you are supporting yourselves.
Robert Onyango, UBC News.
Ugandans have been urged to take advantage of the East African market as a pathway out of poverty. East African Legislative Assembly MP James Kakoza says this can only be achieved through increased commercial production aimed at wealth creation. Kakoza made these remarks on the sidelines of President Museveni's campaign rally in Lyantonde.
For President Yoweri Museveni, the campaign message has gone beyond politics to focus on practical wealth creation training across the country. Lyantonde district is the latest among the beneficiaries of this wealth creation drive.
NRM gye tubasaba nti mwongere okuwagira yakateeka amatafaali 7 ku nyumba ya Uganda omyaka 40 egiyise. Ettafaali erisooka dembe, eryokubiri enkulaakulana, eryokusatu obugagga.
One key advantage, leaders say, is the availability of markets beyond Uganda for locally produced goods.
The market is there, but the supply, because most of the people are in subsistence farming. Instead of into larger commercial farming, they are in subsistence farming.
To fully benefit from this market, Kakoza notes, production must increase where supply is low.
All these companies you see that are mushrooming, they start from small medium enterprises. And those small and medium enterprises, they grow bigger. So the best way is to encourage, if we want society to be transformed, is everybody to get involved in production.
Atakatale ka Uganda tekamala twetaga East Africa. Ensonga muzeeri kikeera abadde bagamba wano ate omukadde ono mutowe Yoweri Museveni muwagire kubanga ayinza kutuyamba kutuka ku East Africa.
Leaders say these gains are why they support the re-election of President Museveni and the NRM.
People used to travel long distances up to Masaka for hospital, for any services they used to travel. But now all these things that you see, that's why I think they want to guard their gains and keep them.
But as a general perspective, Ugandans are saying, Your Excellency President Museveni, you are tested, we trust you, we want you to continue leading us.
We are job creators through agriculture, through farming. So we've benefited from this regime. And the peace to do all this is the first thing. When you don't have peace, when there is war, you cannot do anything.
With the NRM possibly returning in 2026, leaders say the gains achieved will be safeguarded in line with the ruling party's campaign message. Henry Okrut, UBC.
Your Excellency.
Now, with the government scorecard, Lyantonde district is one of the administrative districts in the central of Uganda. Located in Buganda region, the district was officially established in 2010 after being carved out of Rakai district. Strategically positioned along the Kampala-Masaka highway, Lyantonde has grown into an important commercial stopover and a trading hub for travelers and traders moving between southwestern Uganda and the capital, Kampala. The district's economy is largely driven by agriculture, trade, with key activities including cattle keeping, crop cultivation, and small-scale agribusiness, which provides a livelihood for the majority of residents. Lyantonde district is also home to a growing urban center, Lyantonde Town Council, which serves as an administrative and economic hub for the district. Let us now take a closer look at the government scorecard in Lyantonde district.
Lyantonde district has 8 sub-counties stroke town councils, 30 parishes and 223 villages with a population of 133,017 according to the Census Report 2024. In regards to parish development model, the district has cumulatively received 10.71 billion. Out of this, 9 billion, representing 86.22%, has been disbursed to 9,218 beneficiary households out of a total of 28,627 households. Breaking down to Emyoga, Lyantonde district has a total of 18 Emyoga circles with 4,947 members. Government has so far disbursed a total of 840 million shillings. Looking at the education sector, the district has a total of 50 government primary schools and 28 private schools, 7 government secondary schools, and 8 private government schools. In regards to the health sector, out of 8 sub-counties in Lyantonde, 1 has a general hospital and 6 have health center 3s. Looking at the water resource management, 52 permits have been issued in Masaka, Chotera, Lyantonde and Rakai as means of controlling of abstraction and exploitation of water resources. This has left 84,581 people with access to safe water in Lyantonde district. Looking at the energy sector, Lyantonde district is now connected to the national grid with 7 sub-counties out of 8 in Lyantonde connected to electricity. In the next Chisanja, government has pledged to extend electricity in the remaining 1 sub-county, Kaliro, which is not electrified. Complete the construction of the 3 seed secondary schools, leaving no sub-county without government secondary school. Upgrade Kabatema Health Center 2 to Health Center 3 in Kaliro Rural Sub-County, and improve the water supply systems in the district.
The Forum for Democratic Change presidential candidate Nandala Nathan Mafabi has assured fishermen at Lambo landing site, Masaka, that he will ensure that the army and police protect them and their property at the lake. While conducting his campaign rally at Lambo landing site, fishermen decried of their boats' engines being stolen by Tanzanians.
This is Lambo landing site in Masaka, where men do fishing and women engage in the activity of drying it. The fishermen face a challenge of price fluctuations of fish, and others claim they are threatened with eviction from the landing site.
Olusi babakwata mu mazzi ne babajjako amagundi yingini mataala mbwe anti kati oyinza okujja leero nga bali nga mu 5 ate enkya kati enkuba weetonyanga ennaku 2 oba 3 baberanga mu 4 2 bwe batyo kati waliwo walinnya ate waliwo wakka bapima butaasa
erijja mwawulyanga gye twakula tuwulira nti olidde nga muvubi tekyaliwo wano kubanga okulya ekyennyanja ng'okyevubidde nawali kati gwafuuka gulinga omusango mazzi bantu bagudde mu nnyanja nga badduka olw'okubeera nti bagobaganyizibwa.
The chairman, Forum for Democratic Change Party Masaka, Bwekumbule Frank, said people in the district are faced with challenges of land grabbing, while at the site there is theft of boat engines. The Forum for Democratic Change presidential candidate Nathan Nandala Mafabi attributes these challenges to the landing site being managed by the army. He says the mandate of the army and police on the lake is to protect the people and their property, but not to interfere with fishing.
Kenya baje ne baba ingini zaffe kitejo kati abamaje abakuuma mukulema okugenda ku nyanja lwaki tebakwata ababbi abo abaje okuba ingini zaffe njagala kubakakasa nti abasirikale ababba ingini zaffe oba n'abakwano ge bakolona bane babba ingini zaffe kigenda kukoma kubanga tugenda kuteekako abasirikale abeesigwa abanaakuuma Abannayuganda n'ebintu byabwe.
The candidate expressed dissatisfaction with Parliament passing a law to develop this landing site, which was not effected.
Kenfuna mu Parliament twice alone yakukola landing sites situukangako wano zena emukwezo ze twice yalilamu landing what site naye bwe ntuuse wano sente gye twaba okukola landing site ebeere y'omulembe sigiraba.
He also promised to buy quality fishing gears like nets for the fishermen. He held campaign rallies in Misansalo, Nachiaga town and other places in Masaka, including Masaka city. Farida Namfka and Helen Gizamba compiled the story.
Now, Major General retired Mugisha Muntu and presidential candidate has been on a votes hunting in the NRM's stronghold districts of Kisoro and Rwanda, pledging to fix crumbling access roads and boost tourism in the district.
This is Kisoro district among the stronghold districts where NRM has been historically commanding significant voter loyalty and support. General Muntu got a surprise welcome in Nyarushija, an NRM stronghold, where his supporters turned up.
Bufumbira South twohereje mu parliament umuntu wa ANT icari kibina cyacu nimwe mwaba mubaye abambere mushatse kwatihanga yumugina umuntu watakukimango cyo cyafayo cyatanditse rampa Bufumbira South.
While addressing his supporters in Chanika Town Council and Bunagana, General Muntu promised to upgrade tourism access roads, provide markets for Irish potato growers, and set up cooperatives to boost farming in Kisoro district. Farmers in Kisoro face a number of challenges that include access to roads, quality input, lack of markets, and land conflicts. Later in the evening, General Muntu campaigned in Lubanda district, urging the people of Lubanda that ANT is the only alternative choice for this country.
Nilitunguka urumuntu natungabira mugashe omuhingi omujubi omurisa owomukorero owa bodaboda owa basi owa kamunye owa rore urumuntu natunguka.
Haruna Mtesasira, UBC News.
Thank you very much there, Haruna Mtesasira. Now over to another opposition party leader, the National Unity Platform presidential flag bearer Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu has today traversed the district of Soroti and Serere, canvassing for votes and also rallying support for his party in the forthcoming general elections.
Myself as the most educated person in this country. I am not here as the most experienced person in this country. I am not here as somebody that knows everything. But I am here as a Ugandan, as a humble Ugandan who loves my country and who wants to see the best for my country. In this place, in Western Division, this is the village. This place has been designed as a village. Your Excellency, the land in this place is under threat. These people want to steal the land in Western Division. Isn't that true? Your Excellency.
And all these other candidates that we have. And thank you for showing love the new. Thank you for coming. Welcome us. Thank you. Put up. One last request I have for you. Please be the Bobby Wine of Serere. Please carry this message. You see how the police is harassing us. They don't allow me to campaign. When you see the umbrella, wake a tick too. Thank you very much.
Brothers and sisters, before I forget, let me introduce myself for those who don't know me. My name is Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert, aka Bobby Wine. When I'm here in Teso, I am not Kyagulanyi, they call me Elakuna. I am presenting myself and I'm personally promising this to you. That the first thing we are going to do is to unite our country. We are going to crack down on corruption. We are going to refurbish our hospitals and our schools. And we are going to ensure that we create job opportunities for the young people that we have. That should not be very hard to do
if somebody loves his country. And that is what we're promising you. So please, on the 15th of January, I will be on the ballot paper. And the umbrella will be our symbol. I am asking you to go and vote for a new Uganda. By voting for the umbrella, you will be freeing the political prisoners, including Dr. Besigye. Finally, I want to ask you...
The program has met our expectations in that it has been able to give us business.
They gave us a contract where we did a renovation at their head office. MTN trained us in their procurement process and also the IT technology.
I was struggling with managing the finances of the company. So when I went for that training, I was able to improve in financial literacy and management.
Are you a female entrepreneur looking to do business with MTN? Log on to www.mtn.co.ug/AWE. Together, our progress is unstoppable.
You see, I've been a painter for almost 4 decades, and I have found Global Paints to be very reliable. First, everyone knows we use Global Paint Undercoat. Now, for the best results, I continue with Global Paints products. I go for Silk Vinyl when it comes to the interior. Then Global Matte for the ceiling, and when it comes to weatherproof, I go for Global Weather Coat Emulsion. With that one, the house will never peel. Now, there you have a sparkling, magical-looking house. And then the client is very happy. He recommends me to another person who recommends me to another person who recommended me to come and do the advert.
Global Paint, a reliable product.
Come on, where are you coming from?
From NSSF.
NSSF? You come all the way from Namaguli to get NSSF services. Lekanawe. You walk on the era. NSSF is now everywhere. Come on, I show you.
NSSF sure is not far. But tomorrow kuhika gotido. Enjoy NSSF from where you are.
Access NSSF services right where you live. With over 20,000 quick teller agents across Uganda, now you can conveniently register yourself, make NSSF payments and contributions to your Smart Life account, Jubira. NSSF, a better life.
Blue Christmas is near. Spread the festive cheer all December with great deals right here. Shop online with Market by Momo. We deliver. Log on to market.momo.africa. Use the MyMTN app or the new Momo app to register and shop online. Market by Momo is from MTN and powered by MasterCard.
The Amnesty Commission law, which was passed in the year 2000, is still operational. Therefore, the Amnesty Commission wishes to appeal to the members of the ADF and LRA who have not yet taken advantage of this law to come out and embrace peace while this law still exists. When you give up rebellion, you will be pardoned and warmly welcomed, resettled and reintegrated back into the community. You can report to the nearest army or police unit, a sub-county chief, a local council official, a magistrate, a religious or cultural leader in your area. These people will bring you to the Amnesty Commission. The Commission has offices in Kasese, Arua, Gulu, Kitgum, Mbale, and the headquarters in Kampala. As we approach the polling day 2026, let us vote for President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the NRM flag bearer who has steered infrastructure development, peace, unity, education, health, security, and so much more. Vote Yoweri Kaguta Museveni and all NRM candidates on the 15th of January 2026 to protect the gains achieved and those yet to be attained in the next term. We wish you a peaceful election season.
Very soon we will be heading to the polling station to do what everyone is eagerly awaiting for, voting that very member that you choose for the 2026 general elections. It is the guest corner, but first let's go for this story. A section of members of parliament have expressed mixed reactions over the voter biometric kits that are to be used in the upcoming 2026 general elections. Now, during a dry run activity at Parliament by the Electoral Commission, officials, the MPs cited slow pace by the machines, connectivity, among others, and of course that was the reason why they were questioning the efficiency of the outcomes. Let's have this story and then we'll be back with our dialogue.
A section of members of parliament has been taken through the intended voting process by the Electoral Commission at Parliament.
Please join the other voters in one line.
The exercise involved experiencing the newly acquired biometric kits equipped with information on how the machines operate.
Then show the next MP and the district member of parliament.
The biometric kits to be used by the Electoral Commission in the coming 2026 general elections are not connected to any network. Each polling station is to be provided with 2 kits, where one is a backup kit. These kits are to be used after confirmation from the registrars. The EC officials then scan fingerprints of the voter and provide the voting slips. These kits, according to the Director, Technical Services at Electoral Commission, Muhumuza Solomon, do not identify any individual, rather a registered voter in a specific polling station.
The moment you scan the register, it now locks onto the polling station, meaning that if you've come to that polling station and voted, you'll not go to another polling station. The other polling station will be able to recognize you, but it will tell you from the other kit that you are supposed to vote from, for example, Parliament Conference Hall A.
However, a section of members of parliament raised concerns, including delays and connectivity.
I've taken over 40 minutes and yet I was, I think, like number 12 on the line. So it has taken me 40 minutes to get to the table. But also, secondly, my biggest fear and what I have seen is that when I put in my thumbprint, it was clear, it said success. But my biggest problem is I was given 3 ballot papers at a go. Now, imagine somebody who is an illiterate. What should this person do, being given 3 ballot papers at the same time?
It took ages to go through. They checked on the left hand until much later when I went through the system. That is problematic. Why? Many voters are in the line and we're taking more than 5 minutes on one person.
You'd rather pick the presidential, move to directly elected MP, and move to the woman MP.
Some caution the Electoral Commission on coordination of the first and backup kits in case of blackouts.
You bring these equipments and then at the end of the day they say the equipment has failed. Now we are going to go money. It has happened before.
The officials responded to the concerns, assuring the MPs of a smooth exercise.
When you come to the station, there are several documents that will identify you.
Lydia Chomkama and Dan Lugemwa, Parliament.
Well, that will be one of the issues that we will delve into, but of course it's a time for us to introduce our guests. In studios, we are joined by Justice Simon Yabakama, the chairperson of the Electoral Commission. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Mary. Good evening, viewers.
My name is Patricia.
Oh, Patricia, sorry.
Yes. Well, from that previous story, yeah, there's a lot to discuss in there. But first, right now, the Electoral Commission has started issuing voter location slips. Do we have a reason for this at this particular moment?
Yeah, thank you. The voter location slip was a measure that was introduced by the Electoral Commission for purposes of, one, enabling the voters to know in advance where they are going to vote from on polling day, so that they don't start rotating from one polling station to another. Secondly, with the introduction of the biometric voter verification system, or kit at polling stations, this voter allocation slip has a barcode.
Okay.
And once you get to the polling station, you are, as a voter at that polling station, you hand over this slip to the voter verification kit operator, and then it is scanned, and your particulars instantly appear on the screen of the kit. Now that fast tracks the process of identifying you. Now once your particulars come on the screen, your photo or your picture, your names and so on and so forth, then you are asked to put your thumbprint or your thumb on the screen of the machine. And once it confirms that indeed you are a registered voter at this polling station, then the presiding officer will proceed to give you the ballot paper or ballot papers so that you go and cast your vote.
Okay, so we're hearing there's information rolling around that there are issues with the biometric verification kit. One, we hear that every polling station has got 2 specific BVV kits.
Yeah.
And we know that it could get a little bit crowded. Are they effective and are they enough for a polling station?
Yes, we ordered for 109-something thousand kits. And the target is to deploy 2 kits per polling station for one specific reason, that in the event one gets malfunctions or gets problems.
So the other is a substitute?
Absolutely. The one should be a substitute so that there is no major disruption on the process of identifying every voter biometrically. The emphasis, Patricia, here is that every voter this time must be identified biometrically. And that is our target.
But
and that's why we are deploying 2 kits.
My worry is the slow process. If one is going to take about 40 minutes, how about a long queue? How will we handle that?
Well, we did a test run of this kit at our offices, and the things were moving faster. Yesterday, we also did a test run involving the journalists and the media people, rather, and some more political party officials. And I didn't get a report to the effect that the thing was so slow. But I'm surprised that now, today, there are reports of the honorable members of parliament pointing out issues of
yes, we did hear Honorable Sarah Pendi there saying that it took her 40 minutes
to have
the whole...
But you know, since that's the purpose of a test run, to try and identify the efficacy or effectiveness of the system or process that you're introducing. Are there any possible glitches or challenges that have emerged or been identified? And since we still have ample time, how do we fix them? How do we iron them out?
Okay, meaning 29 days to elections.
Yes.
That would be ample time.
Yeah, that would be ample time.
Oh, okay. So in the areas of preparedness, of course, we are now testing the BVV kits to see their effectiveness. And then we are also looking at other issues that can really help the Electoral Commission handle you know, the electoral processes quite well. I want us to go a little bit into the guidelines for the electoral process. Some candidates are reported to be already violating, these rules and regulations. How is the Electoral Commission handling the enforcement of these guidelines?
Well, first of all, we decided to take an approach that is rather conciliatory, if I may use that term. That we've been holding meetings with the agents of the presidential candidates, Uganda Police Force, and ourselves. I think so far we have held about 2 or 3 meetings. And at every meeting, we point out the issues that have emerged during the campaigns that have been conducted, the period for the campaigns that has been conducted so far. And then we point out the infringements and caution the candidates that, look, you are required to abide by the law and the guidelines that were issued by the Electoral Commission. And these guidelines are to enable everyone participating in the process to have a smooth and interrupted activity of campaigns. And secondly, the guidelines are issued in order to ensure the rights of other Ugandans who who may not necessarily be involved in the campaign processes are respected with regard to the use of public roads, with regard to going about their usual day-to-day businesses or activities without any disruption. So that was the purpose of the guidelines. But unfortunately, human nature being what it is, some people do comply, others do not comply. And now we are going to up the gear. We are going to warn every candidate now in person who is floating the guidelines that if you continue if you continue on that trajectory of non-compliance or defiance, then Electoral Commission will have no option but to call in aid other measures that will compel you either to comply or to face other ramifications or implications of your conduct. Yeah.
And with all these decisions that you have come up with, do you think that the candidates, most of the candidates will comply to this? Because we know...
Patricia, it's like when you have your child at home. A child is naughty and you tell him or her, don't do this, he does it. You punish him or her, don't do this, he does it. You don't give up.
So the measures are already in place to hold down
until the child, it may be probably straightens out. Okay? Yeah. And yeah, well, the measures are in place. Yes. And as I said, we will do. Our desire was, and our wish and expectation was that every candidate would be compliant, because these laws and guidelines apply equally to each and every candidate who is involved in the process. But now, if some opt not to comply, yeah, we are not short of measures. We are not short of measures.
Some of us live by prophecy. Yeah. And we do believe that some of the signs in this life can actually show you whether ahead of you there's a green light or probably it's a red or orange light. At the moment, can we really say that we can achieve a free, fair, and credible election?
I'm always an optimist in life. I don't like to entertain pessimism. And I want to believe, and I want to tell you, Patricia, the determination, the quest, and the objective of the Electoral Commission is to conduct an election that is in compliance, that is in conformity with what the Constitution provides or requires to hold a free and fair election. But in order for us to achieve that, every key stakeholder or every stakeholder involved in these elections processes or activities must play their role or their part in accordance with the law. You cannot, for instance, expect the Electoral Commission to be the one conducting campaigns. We are not the ones conducting campaigns. We are not the ones attending the rallies. And therefore, if the candidates and their supporters comply with the law and then they respect the guidelines issued by the Commission,
then they have
we
no
respect
problem.
the rights of other people. We use a language that is civil and conciliatory and that is not inciting and so on. We shall have a very free and fair election. But the moment people start to act outside the law, the moment people deliberately embark on a campaign of defiance and non-compliance, then that's where problems come in. Because law enforcement will have to come in and ensure that there's law and order that is being followed, that the country remains stable and peaceful, and there's no disruption of the activities that matter so much to the people of Uganda.
So the concern right now, a little bit away from preparedness for the campaign, people are more concerned on the biometric the exercise or the biometric machines, the BVV kits. Some people are saying that there's ongoing training for the biometrics machine, but they're not hands-on the machine. It's probably like, how can we say, they're training them by audio. As in, you go to the net, you train over the audio, and you don't have real access to the machines. So can that be effective?
No, the training is in phases, and I think what has been undertaken so far is phase 1. There is going to be the last phase of 3 days, close to polling day, and every operator who has been recruited to operate that kit at a polling station is going to be given thorough training, hands-on training, so that they know how to operate this kit right from the first phase, second phase, third phase, and so on. Mind you, Patricia, as you are aware, this kit is different from the one we used in 2021.
What's so different about it?
Well, first of all, in this particular instance, if your fingerprints cannot be read, because either they are worn out or something like that, then this kit has a camera, unlike the one of 2021. And they will take your picture or your photo, and then your photo will be identified or will be sorted from the photos that are already on the kit of other voters. Then after that, the other feature is that before you are given a ballot paper, it will have to be scanned by this kit.
Okay.
The one of 2021 did not have that system. Then even before we count the ballot papers, again, they have to be rescanned before counting can take place. So that if any strange ballot paper has been introduced in the ballot box, it should be sorted out by this machine or this kit.
But don't you think that we should acquire more machines? We have a smooth run?
We have. And as I said...
So that we don't just have two, unless we have three, and then one becomes a substitute for the two?
You see, in unlikely, and I repeat, in the unlikely event that both kits collapse or do not function, we will have our teams of what we call troubleshooters. These are technical people who will be called upon at any moment and say, both kits at this polling station have failed. Please come. They will go and fix it. So we don't anticipate all polling stations or the majority of polling stations to have both kits which have collapsed or which have become malfunctional. But having said that, our point really is that from the arrangements, the preparations that we have, if all people abide by what we have put in place, if all the people come to understand and appreciate this, I think they will embrace the operations of this kit and the system we have put in place so that we rule out any vote rigging, any tampering with the results, and so on and so forth. That is the sole purpose of this kit, that we should maintain, we should have one man or one woman, one vote, period.
True, but why do I delve so much on the biometric voter verification kits? It's because sometimes these kits could be less reliable. Reliability and probably even internet challenges, can come about. I'm thinking there should be another plan B to handle these kits, and we can only know that now before the D-Day.
Well, first of all, the issue of internet is not a threat or a point of concern to us. These kits are not on the internet, or they are not using internet. They are not even interconnected. For instance, if there is a kit here and there's a kit in that room, they operate separately. They are not connected at all. They are not connected at all. So that, to us, the issue of internet connectivity is not a challenge.
And then reliability?
First of all, these kits are brand new. The other day, I think you saw us uploading them from the cargo planes at Entebbe Airport. They are brand new. But you know, for every machine to operate and function appropriately as it's supposed to be, the human element is very critical. The human hand is very critical. For instance, you always use this example. We have so many road accidents nowadays, and yet the vehicles we are driving today are more modern. They are more, they have all this sophistication in terms of technology and so on. So you expect, therefore, they will be more safer to drive. But we have so many. Why? Because of the human beings who drive these vehicles. Similarly, with these kits, we are emphasizing on the issue of adequate training for the people who are going to operate them, sensitizing the people who are going to be subjected through these kits, the voters, that please, if you come, if you know you are not a voter, don't try to come with a voter location slip that does not belong to you. Don't try that. Because if you come with a vote, if I, Biawakama, comes with a voter location slip of Patricia Pedun, and I hand it to the operator, fine. The machine or the kit will identify.
And yet you're Biawakama, Simon.
No, but the initial stage, if they scan the kit, it will accept, and your particulars of Patricia
will appear.
The next stage is, okay, put
your thumbprint.
That's where now
the challenge comes in.
Sorry, they don't match. So you are not, though you have this voter location slip of a voter who is identified as
Patricia
at this polling station, but you are not Patricia. Go away. You will not vote.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, that looks like a lengthy process there. But now, as we wind up our interview, I would want us to get back into the guidelines, the issued guidelines. We know that it has been noted that people should leave the polling stations immediately after casting their votes. Do we have a legal basis where we are getting this directive from?
You see, thank you very much for the question, Patricia. You see, the people who are urging voters who have cast their vote to remain at a polling station are doing so on the premise that remain and protect your vote. Or your vote.
Yes.
Remain and protect your vote. You okay? And we are saying, no, that is not correct. A voter is not the one who protects the vote, if you go to the law. The law provides, granted, the law provides that anyone who has cast his or her vote has a right to stand or sit about 20 meters from the polling station. But you are not the protector of the vote. The law has provided for who is the protector or the protectors of the votes. I will start with Section 35 of the Presidential Elections Act. It says a candidate may be present in person or through his or her representative or polling agent at each polling station for the purposes of, mark these words, of safeguarding the interests of the candidate with regard to the polling process. So, the person who is allowed to remain at a polling station from the time of opening up to counting, is the candidate's agent. And the law, the candidate or his agents. And the law says each candidate is entitled to 2 agents per polling station. Okay? Now, therefore, the people who are protectors of votes at a polling station for each candidate are his or her agents.
Not the voters.
Not the voters. So you are the mobilization, the campaign by some candidates that Kanonye, Kalonde, Okakume, Reno Kabanji. Okanonya, that is okay. Kunonya Karu means looking for votes. That is okay. The candidates or their agents or the supporters are entitled to look for the votes. Kalonda, yes, you are a registered voter, it is your right to go and vote. Now you Kakuma, who protects this vote? It is not you, the voter. It is the agent who is provided for under the law. And this agent has the right to remain there until the end of counting. If you go again to section 50.
But I think this is all brought about because of lack of trust in the Electoral Commission.
No, no, it's not.
In the previous events, I think
some people deliberately want to misinform and mislead the people. They know this very well. Section 50, Patricia, this is also important. Subsection 3, it says, it also repeats the same. A candidate is entitled to be present in person or through his or her representative or polling agent.
Those are the agents.
Or polling agent at each polling station throughout the voting and counting of the votes. At the place throughout. You
so that is at the polling station and also at the tallying station.
Yes, the polling station throughout the voting and counting. So who is the vote protector? If I was to set that question. Not as an aptitude test. If I was to set the question, who is the vote protector?
It's the candidate and the agents.
The candidate or the agents. You get me? Yes. Now, the law has said...
So that means they can't be there at the same time. They can't be the candidate and the agents cannot be there at the same time.
No, they can't be there. No, even if a candidate has deployed agents...
So it's an or.
He can be there.
Okay.
He can be there because the candidate has the right, by the way, to go to every polling station if he or she has the time. Sorry, but the point we are making here, dear viewers, is that the protectors of the votes of a candidate are the agents who are recognized in law.
Okay, now let's...
And the voters, once you have cast your vote, it would be better you go, because you see...
Now, away from the protecting of the vote, you mentioned something, that they're allowed to stay a bit 20
meters
away from the polling station.
Yes.
So that means they can still stay within the campus.
No, you see 20 meters from the polling station. But you see, and we have pointed out this, there is a danger there, Patricia. One, some of these polling stations are so squeezed, particularly in the urban centers like Kampala. You find a room like this one, it is a polling station.
It's a polling station.
And yet the law provides the distance between the tables, 10 meters, 15 meters, and so on. Now, if you allow voters to camp at the polling station or near the polling station from morning to evening, one, are they going to sit in an orderly manner like we sit in the church, even when we are 200 or 300 people? Do you expect that?
No,
two, these are voters of different candidates. Are you going to stem or prevent the advent or the possibility of arguments developing among them, commotion breaking out, fights breaking out, and then the fight spilling over to the polling station? That is another one. Then three, are you going to prevent an atmosphere of intimidation being created by some of these people who might turn rowdy? You don't know what they have been drinking since they have been here for 6 or 7 hours. Now, then when some of these indigent, vulnerable voters come, like the elderly people, then they see this kind of environment and that atmosphere, say, what is taking place here? So that's why we say, and let me repeat this, the reason we are telling people to go home is not for sinister motives, because some people are arguing or are saying that the reason the commission wants people to go home is because they want to do funny things without our presence or without your presence. But we are saying the candidates are there. They are those are vote protectors. Don't worry, your votes are well protected by people who are provided for in the law.
I think they want to feel the sense of ownership.
Fine. And by the way, let me say this. We have said, after you have cast your vote and you have gone away to do other things, at 4, when we expect the counting to start taking place,
you can come
you are
back.
at liberty to come back. But 20 meters away.
20 meters.
Yes, maintain the 20 meters. The fact that you have come to witness the counting does
are we
not
balancing
mean
the boards?
Does not mean now you go behind and also participate. The agents of the candidates are there to participate in the voting, to the counting as the law has provided here. And therefore, if you are worried that they may count from 1 to 10 to 50 to 100, the agents are there.
We indeed need a lengthy discussion on this.
I'm available anytime.
We need a lengthy discussion on this. Thank you very much, Justice Simon Byabakama. Of course, he is the chairperson of the Electoral Commission, and we all know that we are just 29 days away from the general elections, and we are all anticipating for a free, fair, and credible election. Thank you so much for choosing us once again. My name is Patricia Lukoma Mpango. Earlier on, we were joined by Magalo Mohammed. Let's meet again at 10 o'clock. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
As we approach the polling day 2026, let us vote for President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the NRM flag bearer who has steered infrastructure development, peace, unity, education, health, security, and so much more. Vote Yoweri Kaguta Museveni and all NRM candidates on the 15th of January 2026 to protect the gains achieved and those yet to be attained in the next term. We wish you a peaceful election season.
This December, all eyes in Morocco. Africa assemble. All dreams are heading one way.
All passion, all fire. Because here, we play different.
Choose your side.